Welcome to First Congregational United Church of Christ, Boulder. This is the audio version of the weekly devotional. We hope you will tune in every week to listen to the latest offering written by a member of our congregation. Also, feel free to check out our YouTube channel to watch First Cong's Sunday church services. Thank you.
Live Like You Are Dying by Larry Dansky. Yesterday is dead and tomorrow is blind, and the future is way out of sight. Live every day like it was your last day, and one day you're going to be right. From Live Every Day by Willie Nelson. He knows that he is going to die, and he has nothing left to hold on to. No illusions in his mind, no resistances in his body. He has held nothing back from life, therefore he is ready for death, as a man is ready for sleep after a good day's work. Adapted from the Tao, chapter 50. There's been so much written about death and dying. There are books like Being Mortal, Tuesdays with Morrie, When Breath Becomes Air, and the list goes on and on. There are informational groups like the Conversation Project, discussion groups like Death Cafes, and church groups that serve as both information sources and discussion spaces. And yet, death is still a hard topic to think about. Ben Franklin once wrote, "In this world, nothing can be said to be certain except death and taxes." So if we know that death is eventually a certainty, why do we fret and fear the inevitable? Could it be that we are afraid more of the dying process, suffering, pain, etc., than of death? With that in mind, I've decided to think about death not as a dying process, but as a living process. That is, knowing that death is inevitable, how am I going to live my life until the end? A few years ago, I developed a cough that wouldn't clear. I really didn't feel bad other than the constant cough, but after a month, I decided that I should get an X-ray. The X-ray led to a CAT scan and to a pulmonologist who diagnosed idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. The disease is of unknown cause, is progressive and not curable, and eventually leads to chronic shortness of breath, oxygen dependency, and a prognosis of a 2 to 5 year life expectancy. All of this came as a surprise and a shock, and I have to admit, to a healthy dose of fear. In the past, I had always hoped that when my time came, I would drop dead suddenly so that I did not have to deal with a slow dying process. To be honest, there's still some concern about what lies ahead. Thankfully, the disease progression has been slow and the symptoms remain mild. So I've decided to focus on how I'm going to live with whatever time I have left. I've learned that it's actually been a blessing to have the time to live fully each day, to focus on what is important, to not stress about the little things, and to value important relationships. To help stay focused on living fully and having gratitude for each day, I've developed a new mantra. When I start to worry about the future, I tell myself, today is a good day. In his song entitled Live Like You Are Dying, Country music singer Tim McGraw asked his father how he reacted to the news about having terminal cancer. His father's response: "I loved deeper and I spoke sweeter, and I gave forgiveness I'd been denying. Someday I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying." I couldn't have said it better. I now look back at my desire for a sudden death and think about how misguided and somewhat selfish that thought process was. Yes, it might have avoided some personal suffering, but it would have been harder for those close to me to adjust and prepare. As importantly, it would not have provided me a time for consciously awakening to living life fully and with gratitude for those around me. Remember that you don't have to wait for a bad diagnosis. Live every day like it's your last day, and one day you're going to be right.